Hello, this is, this will be going out on I'm not really sure when it's been going out, actually, to be honest, because I didn't get a date from Melissa for that, but because she has somebody else booked for next week, so I don't think it's going to go out next Thursday, maybe the Thursday after, but it's not really time sensitive, so it doesn't really matter. I'm talking to a gentleman called Matt Finlay in Australia, so I think it's 10 o'clock in the morning where he is, and it's 7 o'clock in the evening where I am, so we're 15 hours apart. So it worked out. And welcome to Cut Through the Matrix, Matt.
Thank you, Neil. Thanks for having me on.
Not a problem. It was actually Angry North that suggested you as a guest, so you can thank him later.
Hopefully I don't let him down.
Yeah, I'm sure you won't. So Matt, most people on Cut Through the Matrix I don't think will have heard of you in Australia. So if you want to just give it a brief intro as to who you are, what you do, and we can take it from there.
Yeah, sure. So I just started in 2020. Got sick of. I was waiting for all the all my musical heroes. All the rebels, the punks.
The Neil Youngs of this world.
Oh yeah, the Neil Youngs of this world. Yes, the Neil Youngs of the '70s in this world. But yeah, it just never happened, and so 2020, I decided to put out a song, so I mean they introduced things like kettling. I know quite a few people that were kettled, and they block off all the exits and slowly close the circle and pick off people one by one.
They did that in London as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, before COVID, what were the police like in general? Were they bad, but not quite as bad, or were they kind of good and bad mixed in there?
I try to not use any of those human job replacements. Things simple as the self checkouts and stuff. But
I don't use them now.
Yeah. But I know the places that do have those self checkouts. It seems to be a deliberate tact that they take. They put on handicapped people or just people that are really slow on the actual checkouts. Mm-hmm. So it literally take 100 times longer than it would to just go through the self checkout. But I persist.
Yeah, it's kind of gone the other way here, because sometimes you'll go in and the checkout, the man checkouts, the human operated checkouts, they'll have nobody there, and there's people queuing up to do it themselves. And I'm looking at them, what is stupid people? What is wrong with them? What is wrong with them? And they'll make the excuse. I've seen people online make the excuse, I'd rather pack my bags myself because I don't want the bread on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just ask the lady at the checkout not to put it on the bottom, if you don't mind. Yeah. They'll make any justification for why they're standing in that queue when there's no need to do so. It's absurd. Yeah. I mean, I've got another T-shirt saying self-service checkouts cost jobs, don't use them. But and the checkout people thank me for wearing it. I said, well, I'm doing it for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. But,
I don't know how sustainable that is.
Well, at what point do they get rid of all the humans? And then
exactly, yeah.
And then everybody's having to do it themselves, whether they want to or not.
Yep.
You're standing in the queue where there's people with carts and carts of stuff in front of you. You've got 2 or 3 items. You're just waiting. Yeah. And there's no staff to complain to. There's no complaints department.
Right. Yeah. Or you can jump online and make a complaint, and that's it.
Yeah. You can go online and complain. Yeah, to an AI bot. Yeah. Yeah. So the next one and the last one, if we want to move on, is 15-minute prison, which kind of follows on from the AI thing anyway, because that's what that's going to be used for eventually as well.
Yeah.
In terms of where you live, I mean, can you actually see that being constructed? Because I mean, certainly here, there are places where they built, I don't know, I'd like to say maybe 20-story buildings, apartment blocks.
Yeah.
And they're built in a square, you know, like square blocks with I guess there must be some kind of courtyard in the middle. But they've got the supermarket at the bottom of it, which has a pharmacy in it, which has an alcohol section in it. And you can see them building it, and you go, yeah, and it's all gated. And you think, people have no concept of the fact that the gates can be locked from both sides. They don't seem to understand that. That one day their passcode isn't going to work, and they ain't getting out.
Just turned orange. I must have spent too long talking to
So, you live rural, you say? So is there any attempts, kind of where you are, indirectly or directly, to, in terms of maybe they're shutting down gas stations, they're shutting down post offices, banks, the same as they're doing all over the UK and here as well, to try and drive people into the cities?
Yeah, definitely. You're seeing everything centralised, and you know, places that had a handful of shops. There's no shops there anymore, or there might be one petrol station still going, but it's definitely happening. Actually, I just read something a day or two ago about so we've got the migrants coming in. We've had approximately the amount of migrants we've had in over the last I think 2 years is enough to fill one of our capital cities. And we've got 5 capital cities. We really only got 5 major cities in Australia. But we've also got a housing crisis. We're getting basically most of our timber from Ukraine for whatever reason. We've shut down all our logging industries here, and they've been largely bought up by the same groups. These logging areas. So you can see those becoming human-free zones. I've got some of those in my area. And we have, bushfires and floods and things that insurance companies won't insure in those areas anymore. So we're being herded into more and more centralized locations, and some of those locations are involved in the it goes by multiple names, but the 15-minute C initiatives, where they basically wipe out an area that's earmarked to be one of those locations. C20 is one of the names it's known by here.
Yeah, C40 cities. That's C40. I think there's 40 cities around the world that are designated for smart cities.
Yeah. So C40, yes. But we have 20-minute neighbourhoods as well, which is very similar to, it's the same as the 15-minute city concept, but maybe get an extra 5 minutes of freedom.
The 15-minute cities if you've got a bicycle. The 20-minute neighbourhoods if you can walk. Maybe that's it. Yeah. You get an extra 5 minutes if you're walking and saving the planet.